Welcome back. Kamloops Film Society's winter series kicking off a week from tomorrow. We have Terry Ann Wilson and Tom Friedman joining us from the Film Society. Welcome back to the show and Happy New Year to you both.
Happy New Year to you, Susan.
We are kicking off with a couple of great films. The first one is not playing until a week from tomorrow, so that puts us to the 19th, I believe, of January. It's called Measure of a Man.
Yeah, The Measure of a Man. This is a French film that's won some very distinguished awards. The César, which is the French version of the Academy Awards, honored this with the Best Picture, and the lead actor, a gentleman called Vincent Lindon, won the Best Actor at the Cannes Film Festival, which is not easy to get. This is what I would classify as a naturalistic kind of film. It's where the filmmaker looks at real life in a way that's not dramatizing any of the action. It's supposed to show life as it is. Economic situation in France when this film was made in 2014, 2015 was starting to really have a negative impact on people. Professionals who had good jobs were being laid off. And this film focuses on one man who's looking for work and trying to adjust his life to a new reality, being subject to the humiliations of the government bureaucracy and the job search process. And how he reacts is what makes this film so interesting, particularly its impact on those around him as well, his family.
Okay, we've got the trailer. We'll check it out.
J'en ai chié autant que toi. Moi aussi j'avais un boulot, moi aussi je l'ai perdu. Et moi aussi j'en ai bavé derrière. Je vais toucher 500 € par mois. Je fais comment pour payer toutes mes factures, tout ce que je dois? C'est dans 9 mois, c'est là.
Est-ce que vous pensez que vous seriez d'accord pour accepter une fonction en dessous de celle que vous avez occupée dans votre ancienne entreprise?
Ah oui, je pense, oui.
Vous pensez, vous êtes sûr?
Est-ce que vous avez envisagé la vente peut-être de l'appartement?
Oui, c'est non.
C'est non?
Eh ben,
pour quelle raison?
Ça serait comme si tout ce qu'on avait fait, ça avait servi à rien.
So from what I understand, once he does find a job, he has to really question his own moral boundaries, because the job that he does get is something that makes him feel uncomfortable about the job he's doing.
Yeah, there's the sacrifices that have to be made in order to make a living, obviously.
Right.
But it's also a focus on how society has slotted people into these roles that don't allow them to really become who they should be.
Sure.
It puts restrictions on people, and it's very depersonalizing. And the scenes where he's in the employment office are just painful because we know that what is going through his head, and that's the advantage of this kind of filmmaking. It doesn't try to dramatize or to idealize anything. It shows it as it is. It's an unblinking eye of the director and the camera focused on this.
Okay, so this is a spin-off of from where a lot of people were in France during this economic crunch time. And when was that? I'm not sure.
Well, this is really still going on.
Yeah.
This is a serious issue, and if you've been following the news, there's been a lot of news stories out of France. The government is trying to make changes to the labor code and to the employment situation, and it's a major problem. And of course, it's not just France. We're facing the same things in North America as well, and the rest of Europe. So this is an object lesson in how the impact is going to be on individuals, particularly of that age. That age group is the most vulnerable, let alone, of course, the millennials and the young people who are really being alienated from the economic benefits of society.
Okay, so this is going to be airing, or rather screened, at the Paramount a week from tomorrow. Measure of a Man, 7 o'clock. Tickets, of course, can be picked up at the door, at Movie Mart, or online at KamloopsFilmSociety.ca. We're going to check out another trailer after the break. Stay with us. Kamloops Film Society's Winter Series kicking off a week from tomorrow. We just checked out the first film being screened and now the second, which will take, it will go to the Paramount and be screened on the 26th of January. It's called The Meddler, starring Susan Sarandon. And we have Terry Ann to tell us about that one, I'm assuming.
Yes. So this is a film by female director, Lorene Scafaria. Some of you might have recognized her name from Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. It's a really, really amazing screenplay. This is a film that you watch and it stays with you for a long time. So I suspect this one will be very similar. She wrote the screenplay centering around experiences that she had with her mom after her father passed away. Her father passed away when she was actually just getting ready to go to principal photography on Seeking a Friend for the End of the World. And so she's carried that forward into this film, drawing on that to describe the relationship between one of the characters, Laurie, and her mother, Marnie, who's played by Susan Sarandon. Apparently the best role she's had in years. It's quite a performance. And so, of course, in the film, she loses her husband and is now left fairly comfortable, but very sad, obviously, lonely, and with a lot of time on her hands. And so she takes to packing everything up, moving from her beautiful New Jersey digs to Los Angeles to be with her daughter, Laurie, played by Rose Byrne, lovely actress, and decides that she's going to meddle in Laurie's life pretty much and try to be supportive, but this really just comes across as her, you know, getting up in Laurie's grill, constant texting and co-opting Laurie's friends and giving them all advice all the time and really living vicariously through Laurie until Laurie finally puts her foot down and says, look, we have to have some boundaries. But undaunted, Marnie continues and decides that she's just going to start befriending new people and meddling in their lives. And she's kind of constantly trying to run ahead of her grieving process. And of course, the film also has some romantic entanglements with two very different characters. One is sort of the nerdy accountant type, and the other is sort of the ex-cop Harley Davidson driving type. And so there's quite a bit of drama, but also quite a bit of pathos, and a really beautifully treated film on how the world works when we're navigating grief and trying to run ahead of it, and what that means for us.
Fantastic. We've got the trailer. Let's take a look.
Laura, you're not bringing the mail?
Jesus. Mom, you have to ring the doorbell.
But I've got the key.
How do you feel since your husband died?
There are a lot of hours in the day, and so sometimes I call Lori.
I brought you bagels. You should have called. I did, but I didn't answer.
You let Daddy's bonsai die.
You can't just leave someone with bonsai and orchid.
You let the orchid die too?
I think we should get you a hobby.
Or maybe you could be my hobby.
I have to go to New York for a few weeks.
New York?
I leave tomorrow.
Tomorrow. If I go with you, I could be like your assistant.
This is a great show, great comedy. And like you said, it's not just her daughter. She starts meddling with her daughter's friends' lives. Doesn't she offer to pay for her wedding dress? And, you know, it gets kind of crazy. So an enjoyable film, good, lots of laughs,
Yes.
looks like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good way to come in out of the cold.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. So this is playing not this, it's end of the month, January 26th.
Yes. And you see J.K. Simmons, who's, of course, Academy Award winner for Whiplash. Great performance in a smaller role for him.
One of her loves, Susan Sarandon's love interest.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I would urge people to get their tickets in advance. We don't want people lined up in the cold at the Paramount, so you can buy it at Movie Mart or online. And, you know, I think it's, we're going to have a very strong winter series. We've got 4 more films coming up after these two. Okay. And we're very excited.
Awesome. Looks like a great winter series ahead, which of course leads to the Kamloops Film Festival, which we will have you guys on for as well. We are out of time for this segment, but again, thanks to the both of you for being here. Tickets, as Tom mentioned, at the door, at Movie Mart, or online, KamloopsFilmSociety.ca. We are back in 2 minutes. Stay with us.